What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Coach Gatlin, and I am back in the building once again. Government name Fred Gatlin, coach, author, principal, keynote speaker, and it's about to go down. We are stepping into Huddle number 16. Last week we talked about adulting, reminding parents that also that when they're young scholars, their young Thundercats are standing in a puddle of water, whining and screaming about drowning, reminding parents not to jump in head first, because all you do is break your own neck, and now you hurting, right? We got to let them struggle a little bit. This week's topic is called, you guessed it, Adulting Part 2. He put it on me again. I just have some questions that you can ask your young Thundercats that's living at the house, in between 18 and 25, or you may have some young Thundercats that are away at college or that have their own place. But guess what? You're still footing the bill. Okay? So young Thundercats, you're still not grown because your parents are still taking care of you. Okay? All right, so here's some questions, parents, coaches, caregivers, that you can ask your young Thundercats at some point and have some great conversations. I grabbed a few of these questions from Gregg Thompson. He wrote a great book by the name of The Master Coach. So here we go. Here's the first question that you could throw out on the table. Son, daughter, you do a lot of whining and crying, but what are you most grateful for? See, I'm a firm believer. The more you whine and crying, the more you become a victim and you stay in victim mode. There's a lot of folks out there that have it worse off than you do. Start being grateful for what you have and what you've been provided, and stop whining, because the world don't care about that. Here's another one. What can you do, daughter? What can you do better than most people? We got to figure out what your gift is. What is your gift? I want you to live in your purpose. There's no one like you. No one. And like I said last week, a gift is like having a box in your living room, and maybe a bike is inside that box and it's not put together yet. We got to teach our young daughters and sons how to open that box, start building that bike. And if we're good enough at our gifts, people will pay us for our gifts. Son, what do you want people to pay you for that you love doing? That's a good one. Here's another one. If you don't change, what is likely to happen to you? Cricket time. That's a good one. That's a good conversation right there. Here's another one. Daughter, listen to me. What distractions are impeding your best work? Is it social media? Is it your knucklehead friends? Is it partying all the time? What is it? You know what it is. So if you continue to do that, you will never get to where you want to be, daughter. That's a good one. Here's another one. What did you do yesterday, son, that is worth talking about today? Did you do anything worth talking about yesterday that we can talk about today? What did you do? Talk to me. Sometimes, that's a good one. And see, young Thundercats, if you can't really say nothing of substance, you may have to start changing what you're doing on a daily basis. Remember, your parents and caregivers are still taking care of you in some way or form or shape. So you need to start being grateful. Here's another one. What would you need to happen for you to feel powerful and in control? What would need to happen, son, for you to feel powerful and in control? Do you want to feel powerful or in control, or do you want someone else to have power and control over you for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years? That's a good question for him. Here's another one. Daughter, how can you become more mindful of the people around you? How can you start being more mindful? Thinking about those other than yourself. How can you stop being so selfish? Just let them talk, parents. Let them ramble so you can just see what comes out of their mouth. And watch this, so they can hear what's coming out of their mouth. It may make more sense to them when they hear it for themselves. Here's another one. Son, listen to me. How can you have a more positive impact on those you care about the most? How can you have a more positive impact on those you care about the most? You say you care about your mama, your daddy, your brother, your sister. What are you doing to have a positive impact on these people? Are you doing anything? And if you're not, what are you going to change and start doing, son? Here's the last one. Son, daughter, what do you need to do so that you will have no regrets? What will you do? Because trust me, regrets cost way more than rewards, cost way more than success, way more. So either you're going to have a life full of success, failure, many failures, temporary failure, and then some successes, and then some triumphs, and then some rewards. Yeah, it's going to be painful, but you will get rewarded for your pain. Or you do nothing and you stay lazy and you continue to let people control you and take care of you. And you do things that you don't want to do, that you know you're supposed to do, and you will have a life full of regret. Son, daughter, that's it, y'all. This is Adulting Part 2. Just a few questions that we as parents, as caregivers, as coaches can lay out on the table for our young Thundercats, for our young men and young daughters who are not yet grown men and women yet. Those are some great conversations. So listen, that's all I have today. That was put on my heart to do an Adulting Part 2, to throw out some questions for you. This message is for one person, and that's the person who needs it. It could be you, or it could be you. That's all I got, ladies and gentlemen. This is Coach Gat, and now you know what time it is. It is time for our positive affirmation zone. Are y'all ready? Let's get it. Today, I will be a productive person to myself and those around me. Today, I will work hard to impress my future self. Today, I will be accountable for my actions. Today, if I make mistakes, I will own it and I will get better. I am powerful. I have value. I have talent. I have gifts. There is no one in the world like me. I am one of a kind. When they made me, they broke the mold. I am so grateful. Abundance of money and hopes and dreams and opportunities that will come my way today. No weapon formed against me shall prosper today. I am a son of God. I have a strong relationship and no one else can tell me that I don't. I am the one. I am the storm within the storm. I will anticipate things that may happen today. Therefore, I will not be surprised or overwhelmed when those things or that thing may happen, because I've already figured out a solution for that thing that may happen that's not in my best interest. I am him. I am her. I am. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of our positive affirmation zone. This has been Huddle number 16, Adulting Part 2. It takes a lot of courage and responsibility and accountability to move into positive adulting, young Thundercats. So that's it. This is Coach Gatlin. I will see you guys next week, and I'm out.